Fellas and the 4 women out there watching, today we are here with the new release from Givenchy, and this one happens to be Givenchy Gentleman Society. Now, we've seen a long line of Givenchy fragrances come out. I think this one, the original line, dated way back to 1974. All right, and then they came back with the modern version in 2017, and we saw a ton of fragrance releases for Givenchy Gentleman after that. That's not even counting what we saw from Givenchy Gentleman only line of things, but today we have this one, which is Givenchy Gentleman Society. And just with the name in itself, I'm thinking that this one is going to be one that I can wear in public and not be accosted, or maybe I want to be accosted with compliments, because I do. That's my thing here. If you're not looking for compliments on this channel, we don't talk about it. But overall, I am super excited to give you my take on this scent and let you know what I get. Now, I have worn this fragrance. I had this one maybe 3 weeks or so, and I've worn it probably 2-3 times and did some spraying on paper. First off, I want to think, first things first is I hate the way this one sprays, and I'm not sure if everyone's like that. Now, one of my personal favorites happens to be a Preserve Privé, and look at that spray. Oh, it's gorgeous. This one here, oh, that smells amazing. That smells amazing. But this one here, it's puny. It's like a straight stream. It's like a water gun. Like, who wants to do that? Why would it be that way? Not what it's supposed to be. And I'm going to assume that that is defective. If your bottle does that, I don't know. But it should not do that. It should be a mist, so it goes all over the place. But when I spray myself, it just plops on my skin, and I do not enjoy that, and I have to go by what I have in hand. We saw me do this with other fragrances because some of the caps didn't work, bottles didn't work, whatever the case may be. Happens in mass production. I get it, I understand, but what I got here, if it's the same across the board, is not what I've come to be accustomed to with their fragrances, even dating back to like Givenchy Pie and Pie Extreme happens to be some of my favorite fragrances for them as well. But let's get into what this fragrance is all about. With a name like Gentleman Society, you would think that, again, you can go out in public and do what you want to do and not really offend anyone. And I say that this scent really does that. On first spray of this fragrance, I get something that is fresh, inviting, but there's this unique mix. I guess not super unique, but there's a mix here of floral and spiciness, which is brought on by what I would say is 3 notes. Although they're saying that one of the floral notes is here on the top, I'm getting what I would think to be multiple florals, and sometimes you see fragrance companies do that. The note will be in the mid, they'll move it to the top note will be in the top, and they'll move it to the mid. So you got some dandelion here, I believe, also some sage within the scent in the top here, and then there's also this cardamom in the top here, and I begin to get a lot of that spiciness within the onset of the scent, but it comes off in a way that is extremely smooth, very inoffensive, and I think it's one that a lot of people would enjoy, but not something that you want to write home about. And hopefully you're not behind bars. If you are behind bars, I got you, my dude. As we dig further into this fragrance, I think the mid of this fragrance is where things turn a little bit different than what I would expect with this fragrance, and honestly very different than what I expect with this fragrance at all. Iris is something that I get from this scent, although it's not listed in this fragrance. I gotta trust my nose on this one. I feel like there's some type of iris within this fragrance, and I do enjoy it, but if it's not there, we're gonna say it's there because that's what I'm getting. Okay, I'm getting some type of iris here. I really do enjoy that aspect of it, and I do a lot of iris based fragrances as well, and I have them in my collection, and I feel like I'm getting some of this from this as well. What I say is unique here is that in the heart of this fragrance, there is a lot of vetiver listed. I think you got 4 different types of vetiver listed here. You got Haitian vetiver, you got a few different essence of vetiver here, but I'm not getting that gritty and earthy feel that you would get with a lot of vetiver. So I'm wondering, where's the vetiver? Where is it? Because I don't really get it much. You do have a little oomph to it, but not anything that would be off-putting, and I think you would need that in a society aspect of it. When I saw that there were 4 different types of vetiver listed here, I'm like, okay, it's a little bold, a little aggressive. I'm not sure what's going to come from that, but what came from it is something that is smooth. It's elegant, it's classy, it's sophisticated, very much what you would get and expect from Givenchy fragrances that have come out historically. Now, I am a huge fan of this one here, which is the Reserve Privé series. That's that darker, more seductive take on what Givenchy Gentleman has been all about historically. But this one to me is maybe along lines of a fragrance that should have been called Givenchy Gentleman Office. Sitting in the office, because this one would be perfect for wearing it to the office. You can go out and about in this one, a shirt and tie, dress this one up, or a casual day in the office. I think that this fragrance would do wonders. In fact, when I wore this one to the office per se, I didn't said anything. I didn't get any compliments, but I also didn't get any side looks like, what did he got on? Or, someone say, what you got on? But like in a bad way, negative. I didn't get any of those at all. This one is not a scent that I think is going to, as I mentioned earlier, offend anyone. It's not one that's going to take anyone by surprise, but it's just an overall pleasing scent. And sometimes you need that. Now, what I do enjoy about this fragrance, and very different than a lot of fragrance releases that we've seen over the past few years, is that this one, in my opinion, does cater to what I would say is a more mature crowd, not your TikTokers out there, right? This one here is going to be more or less like 30 and up on this fragrance here, because in my opinion, you can wear this one in an extremely professional business environment and really be on par for what you're expected to smell like within the office. I could also smell someone in leadership wearing this fragrance is like, okay, I'm coming to the office, I'm feeling confident about myself, I have a fragrance on that's going to last. It doesn't project a ton. Now, the projection on this fragrance isn't bad, but it's not great at all. I would say probably, depending on how much you spray it on the onset, maybe like an arm length away, it dries down relatively quick, and then you probably would do a lot better if your atomizer wasn't. Oh, did it work? It finally worked. This way, listen, I've sprayed this fragrance so many times and I'll be getting like that. Pew, pew. Now I feel like the fragrance will probably be a little bit better. It doesn't dry down relatively quick. You get about an hour to maybe 2 hours before you get it to settle in a bit. But overall, that comes to be expected with these designer type scents, and not one that I think was made to be a boost mode fragrance. Overall, I think that you're gonna be able to wear this one to the office all day and really be in a good position. You're gonna be able to get 6 to 8 hours on this one with ease. You might be able to pump it a little bit to that 10-hour mark, depending on how hydrated your skin is, because I was able to do that on my testing environment, put it on my hands, just letting it sit there, testing it again in the morning when I wake up. This scent here did last the entire time, but it was very close to the skin, very subtle, faint whiffs of it. So it was like about that 10-hour mark. You were able to wear this one and be a-okay. And that's with constant rubbing against the sheets, constant rubbing against the sheets, because obviously I was in bed. So therefore, you probably will be able to do that with ease during a normal wearing. Also, what I noticed about this fragrance is that a lot of the notes here say that they're organic. In the base here, you got cedarwood, you got sandalwood, you got some hints of vanilla within the base here to kind of add a little creamy, sensual feel to it. I don't get much sensual from this fragrance. Nothing truly provocative or sexy about this fragrance, but it does overall have a nice, clean, slightly spicy, cozy feel to it, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it for that reason. Now, if you're looking for something that's club mode, this one isn't it. Probably wouldn't grab this as my first choice for like dating. Probably wouldn't be second, third, fourth, fifth, or 10th either, but this is a fragrance that could be high on your list to wear into the office or into society in general. Now, one of the things that I'm seeing pulled forward with this fragrance, or forward to you with this fragrance, this one is a darker offering than the OG in my personal opinion. And I think that lends towards what you see with the darker lacquered bottle. The original EDT is fairly brighter than this one. This one is not as dark as what you have with the Privé. Gentleman Society is a nice fragrance. I don't think you can go wrong with this scent. It's clean, it is slightly spicy, it's warm, and a fragrance that will probably fare better, although I believe we're getting this fragrance out in springtime, summertime. You could wear this one to the office for sure, but I think this probably would be like better suited for late maybe fall. Maybe like fall time will probably be a good time to wear that fragrance at the office. Daytime for sure. Again, not really a nighttime scent. Overall, suit and tie, just a casual shirt, jeans, smart casual is what we call it these days. I think you would be a-okay to rock a fragrance like that. I enjoy it. I'm a huge fan of Givenchy and what they've done with most of their fragrances, specifically as it comes back to this Gentleman series. Reserve Privé is the reigning champ, in my opinion. Checks all boxes. This one's a nice scent. You can really fare well with this fragrance. A lot of people who are doing things in business would go for that fragrance. You're not going to fit anyone if you're in a cube farm or anything like that. If you're working from home, obviously, you're not going to fit anyone at all. So I think you're good there. So that's my take on Givenchy Gentleman Society. But let's talk about some other things you need to know about this scent. As you can see, the presentation does call back to the original. Same type of format, but we have something slightly different on the front. Raised emblem there, and they said that this is made out of 15% recycled consumer goods. So I guess there's some sustainability that comes along with that, and maybe why we're seeing some of that organic nature of the notes being brought forward in the overall composition of this fragrance. As of today, we got 2 bottle sizes available for this one. You have a 60 ml, and then you also have 100 ml. It's like a $24 difference between the two. The 100 ml is $130, and then you have the 60 ml, which is $106. So obviously, for the price difference, the 100 ml is going to be the better buy, and that's typically that way. 75 ml happens to be like the sweet spot for everyone, because actually no, it's really for the companies. That's where they make more money. All right, 75 ml is where you make a bit more money there, but I digress. Another video topic, another time. So that's what I'm getting with this fragrance. That's what you get in terms of the overall presentation. Where you pick this one up, pretty much anywhere your big box retailers are going to have this fragrance readily available. If you're in a tier 2, tier 3 market, you're probably like another month or so out. We're seeing it readily available across all stores. You know how that goes, man. When I was in Chattanooga, we were like way off tilter in terms of when things were available. Here, they happen to be readily available. I can order it, get it in the same day, which I truly enjoy about being a DFW. What is your favorite fragrance from the Gentleman series from Givenchy? Is it Reserve Privé? Is it Boisé? Is it the original? Is it the EDP? Let your boy know, because I think that they have a lot of fragrances available that do extremely well and are primed for success and have been successful over time, which is why we see the Flanker series continue to grow. So there you have it. That's all I have for you. As always, I'm your boy, Big B. Don't hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. If you see me in society, be a gentleman and tell me that you hit the goddamn bell.